Here we go. What is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is doing good. We're continuing down the path of fantasy football and players I'm all in on this season. And there's so many quality, talented players at a very reasonable to very exceptional value rate that we can get super excited about. And I got two on my board that I'm definitely snagging in every single draft that I absolutely can, because they should be having a massive uptick in their value and what they could potentially be this season. First on the board is James Cook, and I'm telling y'all, 2024 rank right now, running back 16 feels dirty. Y'all be disrespecting my guy James on a regular, and I mean, he showcased it last year. What else do you guys want this man to do? He is going to showcase it once again here in 2024. His rank last year at the end of the season, running back 11, 210 points, half PPR. He was booming when we needed him to boom, no question. 237 attempts, 1,100 rushing yards, plus 4.7 on the average, only 2 rushing touchdowns. That's kind of where everybody is being like, well, he does pretty well, you know, statistically speaking, but he doesn't find his way into the end zone near enough for us to trust as our running back one. I understand that. So he is a very reliable running back too, especially where the running back value is right now, where you see the drop off as you start to do your mock drafts. You're going to see a massive drop off in these running backs with the split backfields, with the volume upsides. You're going to see it, and James Cook should absolutely be lifted in this category in that respect. He added 54 targets for 44 receptions, almost 450 yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. This is a good thing for a James Cook, especially in the Bills offense now that has seen some transition, some changeover. And where James ranks right now is respectively with all the other running backs: Rachaad White as the running back 14, Mixon at 15, Cook is slotted in at 16, Monty at 17, Aaron Jones at 18, and then Alvin Kamara sitting at running back 19. So, I mean, he's slotted in with a lot of these individuals where you could say Rachaad White was the PPR upside guy. Will he continue? Joe Mixon in the new look Houston Texans offense, how is he going to fare without, being with the Bengals? Is it going to be an improvement for him? I do believe so, because the offense in Houston is that dynamic. Monty, the TD upsides are absolutely going to be there. Will we see some more, split backfield share with a Jahmyr Gibbs, Gibby, and then Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara rounding it out? Obviously got PPR upside. So it's kind of funny how you see all the ADP ranks at this point, ranking these, PPR upside running backs in a similar in fashion at this point. I still think that James Cook is a little bit undervalued. It's not drastically undervalued, but a little bit at this point where we could see him jump up a few of these characters. Like we said, the Buffalo Bills lost Stephon Diggs, added somebody like a Keon Coleman, hopefully to replace what Stephon Diggs' productivity was. But it's a rookie, so you got to understand there is going to be some growing pains, potential chemistry issues, and we will see how this will impact a James Cook. Could be for the better in that respect, where they want to add more targets to him in the pass game. They added a Ray Davis rookie in the backfield, so as it stands today, this backfield looks very similar to what it was last season. I don't foresee the Buffalo Bills curtailing a lot of work for a James Cook at this point. This offense should absolutely be more multidimensional, potentially more 12-man sets with Dalton Kincaid and a Dawson Knox, which could mean more play-action pass opportunities, which would mean more multifaceted approach when it comes to the running upside. You gotta love it all day long. Cook had 50.7% of the share of rushing touches last year in the backfield. This year, you gotta expect that number to increase to at least 55-60%. You gotta think and you gotta hope for fantasy football production, no question. He had 10% target share with the Buffalo Bills last season, which is a big positive. Everyone's gonna say, well, 10% is not a whole heck of a lot. For a running back, that's quite a bit, man. So if you get him up into the 12.5 to 15 range, I'm even better with that, because he's gonna see more targets, more potential opportunity in the pass game. He had 11.7% share of the receptions in this offense last season. Like I said, no more Stephon Diggs, no more Gabe Davis. They added some other pieces. How will this offense move in that fold? You got Samuel, and then you got other guys that they added to the fold, like I said, with Keon Coleman, but they got, sprinkles of depth at wide receiver. You got to believe they're going to lean on guys like Dalton Kincaid. They're going to lean on guys like a James Cook to that much more success, man. Cook had a catch rate of 81.5%. So all y'all that say he can't catch, he's got no hands, Right, man, I don't know what you guys are talking about because, okay, he had a couple big drops that were potential touchdowns, and it did cloud the overall, sentiment about him saying, he's not a very good hand catcher. This is not true. He just didn't look the ball in and didn't score those touchdowns. James Cook is a very sure-handed running back, and he will showcase that once again. If he starts dropping stuff again this year, okay, then we'll start talking a different story. They would have gone for TDs, would have lifted his stat line probably into the top 10 as well, but we'll see how it does go this way, man. The potential new look for the Buffalo Bills offense. I mean, Cook's role isn't going anywhere and is likely to increase absolutely. He proved that he can be leaned upon when asked to do what he needed to do, especially when we talk about his best contest versus those Dallas Cowboys in Week 14, where he blew up. It was his coming out party. 25 attempts, 179 and 1 touchdown, added 3 receptions for 42 yards and another touchdown through the air. This is what James Cook could potentially be. Is it going to be an every single week where he's going to get 150 plus rushing yards and then score in the end zone from the receiving game as well? Probably not, but at least this is what he's capable of. This is the ceiling that you're looking for. And I mean, 180 rushing yards with 42 receiving and 2 touchdowns. Sign me up all day long. This has the makings for a massive season uptick for a James Cook, sitting at running back 16, where you're able to get him in the late third round, early 4th round. Sign me up all day long, because for all those reasons, I'm all in on a James Cook. I'm telling y'all, you guys need to be getting in on this as well. Even though the Buffalo Bills, yes, it's a transition season. Yes, it might be a little different, but I'm all in on a James Cook. Hollywood Brown is my next one on the board, man. Ranked right now as a wide receiver 38. His best season, we'll start there, was 2021. Ranked as the wide receiver 23, finished overall 180.8 points. And I mean, this is his best season, over 1,000 yards one time in his career. So I understand, everybody's a little bit skittish on a Hollywood. He's a good secondary piece, good complementary piece on your fantasy football team. Last season, he finished as the wide receiver 52, dealt with some injuries as they shut him down, 109 points on the season. So, I mean, the target share wasn't the issue. He was still over 100 targets last year, 101 targets, 51 receptions, nearly 600 yards, and then 4 TDs. Just, it was not working in Zona, where his best season with Lamar Jackson, 146 targets, got over the 1,000-yard mark and 6 touchdowns. So he was used primarily as a deep threat with Lamar Jackson. How's he going to be utilized here with these Kansas City Chiefs? That is the biggest question mark that we got to say. But where he sits in the ranks right now is also very disrespectful because, okay, you get the Mahomes uptick, don't you? I mean, everybody that goes to play with Patrick Mahomes has some levels of success, and we know Hollywood is a good wide receiver. Is he a great wide receiver? That's to be debated, but I think that in this offense, in this system, with Mahomes, it's going to be very good, man. He ranks in between a DeAndre Hopkins at 36, Jordan Addison, my dude, at 37, Hollywood sits at 38, Deontay at 39, Christian Watson, who I'm extremely bullish on as well, is at number 40, and then Chris Godwin rounds it out at 41. When you're talking about where Hollywood does rest in the rankings in terms of ADP right now, and okay, we'll discuss Hollywood just a little bit when they talk about it just didn't work out in Arizona. I mean, what else can we say? He tried. He was going to be the number 1 wide receiver, and it just did not happen the way that we had anticipated it happening this past season. However, he did put up some good statistics, did put up some good games from time to time, and I mean, at least he was able to support you in that flex, wide receiver 2-3 option when we required him, right? He's a talent, was on full display in Baltimore, and now going to play with somebody like Patrick Mahomes, we know that it's going to be on display on basically a week-to-week basis. And I mean, you add another speedster to the likes of, a rookie Xavier Worthy with a Hollywood. I mean, this is reminiscent of what you're trying to do with like the Miami Dolphins track team style, and you're trying to revamp it to a point where it's Tyreek Hill-esque type of offense. Is anybody Tyreek Hill? No. He's only the only Tyreek Hill in the league. But I mean, if you're talking about a Worthy, you're talking about a Hollywood Brown. Now this offense is going to look very good because Hollywood definitely does have better hands than guys like MVS. There is no question about that. And I mean, if anybody can get the last ounce of gas out of the tank, out of somebody like a Hollywood Brown, Andy Reid will definitely provide those opportunities for him to succeed once again. I mean, we still don't know what's going to happen with Rashee Rice. Rice. That's a big question mark as well in this offense. All of his off-field issues right now. Is he going to be suspended? This will absolutely uplift a Hollywood Brown, no question, as target share should absolutely increase for a greater role, man. Since his rookie season, Brown has eclipsed 100 targets to the range of his last 4 years and has not missed it since his rookie year. I believe it was 71 targets in that rookie season, has not missed 100 targets. And I mean, it should be absolutely poised to eat heavy in this offense. Risk reward is a very small levels right now where you can get him as a wide receiver 38 and you will absolutely not even think twice about starting him in your lineups if everything goes to pass the way I do believe. ROI should reign extremely heavy for a Hollywood Brown. Right now he sits around the late 6th round to early 7th rounds. And I mean, sign me up all freaking day for this value because return on investment on your draft is where you want it. So for all those reasons, I'm all in on a Hollywood Brown. Now with Patrick Mahomes and these Kansas City Chiefs, it's going to be all lovely. And you guys know this. He's going to do the business here with these Kansas City Chiefs. But there you have it. That is 2 players I'm all in on this year. Trying to get all the shares that I can possibly get of these 2 gentlemen because I think they're absolutely going to crush their return on investment that we're going to be using in drafts come this fall and this before the NFL season starts because they're going to put up monumental numbers. You got to believe in that secondary roles in the wide receiver 2 and running back 2 slots that we're looking for. It's going to be absolutely glorious. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.